Hey, what's up, actors, content creators, directors, producers? I hope you're doing well today. I just wanted to pop on YouTube here and talk about something that I get asked about a lot, and it's the difference between product and service driven production, and it causes a little bit of confusion for some. But once I explain it, it usually makes a lot of sense. So, what happens is that most production companies and most people who produce content, they lean in towards the creative production. Well, I shouldn't say creative, but the product production, side of things. And so what that basically means is a product is anything like a movie or a show, like a pitch for a show, even a YouTube channel, anything where sort of the risk and the time and the effort is put in upfront for an undetermined payout at some point in the future. It may or may not come. So like, the movie I'm working on, yeah, we hope it'll go well. Got some investment, cool, but like that's to make the movie really, right? And we hope it's going to make money on the back end. We don't know how it's going to sell, who it's going to sell to exactly, what exactly is going to happen when it hits distribution. And, a show pitch you can put a lot of effort into, and you go around pitching it. It could take a year, it could take 10 years, it could take 20. Movies at any scale by any producer or team or creative person who's putting it together can take literally however long to get done. Some just click, some hit it, some don't. It's a bit of a volatile thing, right? So what happens when you're a production company or a producer or an actor who's creating their own content, and you sort of want to make money with producing and to leverage, your team and your skills, and to grow as a filmmaker or as a producer, as a content creator, to sort of push your acting career forward. As you may or may not know, most actors who get to a certain point, they do end up having their own production companies. But still, they sort of go from one volatile thing to another volatile thing. And sure, you catch a wave, and you sort of get on a roll, and you get successful with a project. Like you're on a big movie, you're the star. Let's say Adam Sandler, for instance, right? And then you make another similar movie, and you sort of ride that wave, and you find your niche and your audience, and you can sort of perpetuate that and keep moving forward. But it's very hard to have a production company and actually monetize it when you don't have that initial hit. Like, it's easy to look at, Blumhouse and say, well, they're making Oscar-winning sort of horror films and stuff, but it started with Paranormal Activity now, and they had a lot of things from there, Paranormal Activity 2 and 3 and 4, and, all kinds of stuff that came after that. So they caught a wave, they caught a break, and they rode it. They did it right. They had a strategy. They stuck within their genre, and they kept producing, and they got bigger and bigger and bigger. And now, of course, they are a company that can sustain itself completely with creative productions and development, right? They have sort of their avenues laid out, and need to repeat it. And as long as they don't have flop after flop suddenly, it should, keep going. It's a money machine at this point. So, for actors or for producers or directors who haven't caught a break, and it can take a long time to get that first film. You have to make a lot of movies, and you have to do a lot of things, and be involved with a lot of things for you to sort of get a project that takes off and you can sort of build from. And even when you do, if it's not a massive success, there's no guarantee your production company is going to keep going. And it's just as volatile as acting, going around and, well, basically auditioning and waiting for people to give you a job, and then hoping that within a certain amount of time you'll get another one, or you're going to have to supplement your income with a day job. So how do you avoid this? Well, I do it with production as a service. It's very similar to product development. It's very creative. But it's smaller, more consistent, and more predictable and scalable. And so if you want to quit your day job and not, you see, the worst thing, in my opinion, in an industry like ours, the entertainment industry, is to take yourself out of it for any reason. whether it's acting or creating content or producing whatever, this is the kind of industry that you really grow into much better when you live and breathe it, when it's your job, when everything has to do with production and creative and development and, whatever. So having a day job in an office somewhere doesn't work well, or driving Uber and Lyft and stuff doesn't serve you as an actor, because you're spending 40 hours or more not in any way related to the industry, right? So production as a service is a way for producers keep cash flow coming in to the company while they're developing creative content. Like, I do develop films, low budget films, documentaries. I do develop, concepts and stuff, and we pitch even from time to time some TV, although that's not really my thing, but I have been involved in developing some concepts there. Nothing major substantiated yet in that realm, but again, that's not really a direction I'm really pursuing myself. But I keep a team alive and working, and I keep projects going on, and I keep money coming through the company, and I keep, all the bills paid for with only production stuff. Like, I don't want to do anything else. Marketing and production go hand in hand, so that, of course, is part of it when it comes to commercial ad development and ad campaigns and such. So that's what I'm referring to in contrast to production as a product. Film development, something where the risk is up front and the payoff is undetermined and, sort of gray and foggy somewhere in the future, if it'll even come. And service is very predictable. It's repeatable. It's templatable. It's, you can calculate your profits ahead of time. And what I mean by that is, well, for instance, what I do with DreamReach Media for actors, short form content production for actors with a purpose, reels, if you will, but that's not really what we do. We focus on mini short films, right, for the purpose of furthering an actor's career by connecting with a better agent, by going into film festivals, or having just more diverse or better content on their reels. You could say corporate content, right? Commercials for small businesses, full ad campaigns, wedding videos, even. There's doing short films for brands, branded content, documentaries for social outreach programs, nonprofit organizations, whatever it is, videos, cool videos to promote, real estate, or cars, or, manufacturers, whatever. Like, the options are limitless. But the idea about production as a service is that it is purpose driven, and it's not for entertainment value. It is for a purpose, for perpetuating a belief, a concept, a product, some sort of PSA, like outreach, to communicate a message by an organization who is willing to fund that, in a sense, a commercial, in a sense, right? Or a corporation who needs internal videos for training purposes, or it's something that that's a service, that you can provide, so that they can then either make more money or grow their audience, or, it could even be having an influencer as a client who needs regular content, shot and edited, because they don't want to consistently sort of produce their own content. Now, why is that important, and why is that not something you should be concerned about? In fact, you should be excited about the prospect of potentially doing this yourself, because you're not working a day job if you do this. You can make money. You can make 6 or 7 figures if you do this sort of production. You can leverage the fact that you set your own schedule. You can be your own boss, right? And you can build a team, a production team. You can get more into production. You start with smaller productions, smaller videos, things like that, for a purpose, at smaller budgets. You can create consistency, and you can create campaigns and marketing, campaigns for yourself to keep sort of the lead flow coming in once you have a proof of concept, and you can create regularity and consistency, because it's something that if somebody needs it, if you do a video for a small ad campaign for a med spa in Hollywood, and you do a nice job, and instead of just selling them the video, for instance, you also manage their Google ads or their Facebook ads that drive traffic to that video, and they see a return on investment. They're willing to pay you monthly retainers, and then you can, of course, repeat that with another med spa and another one, and you can sort of grow your income fairly predictably. And with the extra income, you can now leverage your team that you shoot these videos with and develop these concepts with, and your production savvy that you're building by putting these concepts together and pitching the clients and closing deals, and it'll build your confidence as an actor if that's what your focus is in life. And now you can even put yourself in those commercials, but now you can take some of that extra revenue and you can start developing with the same team creative content, products, right? Short films, feature films, and you can sort of grow that. And that's a much better strategy, because what happens then is you build a team through your work, you make money doing that, you develop business savvy and marketing savvy, which you should have anyways as an actor, and you can reinvest that and start going to festivals, not as an actor, meeting with people, not as an actor who's like, oh, please give me a job, I need a job, please hire me. But you put yourself in your own short film, you go to a festival, maybe it wins an award, now you're sitting there and you've produced and acted in it. Maybe you even had something to do with the writing, but really just you've produced it. That puts you in a different category of person when you're talking to another producer who has a feature film there, or who won an award, or who's in the lobby at the red carpet, or whatever it may be. And this is just for festivals, but you can see how this now carries across multiple other tiers of the industry that you now have access to in terms of networking. That'll just open up doors, because when it comes to purely the acting side of things, it's not about who you know, it's about who knows you, right? It's about who's thinking about you at the right time when they need you. You want them to think, oh, that guy I met at the thing, or that girl who had that short film in that festival, man, she was great. If nobody's giving you those opportunities consistently, you're not going to get more and more jobs. You need casting directors thinking about you and all that stuff. So you, of course, need a good reel, and you can have that shot. You can create your own stuff. It takes a while to really build a good team that can do high quality cinematic content. So don't try to make Star Wars right when you're starting out. But that's my tip to you for the day, and that's try to consider finding a way to leave your 9 to 5 and to grow your production skills and your marketing and sales skills by doing production as a service, and not just as a product, and not just for the creative, because the service side of it can be just as creative. You can have just as much fun with it, and it's an awesome thing to do because it's consistent and predictable, and it can replace your day job. So that's the difference between production as a service and a product. I hope you like this. If you like the video and you like the information, subscribe, like, follow, do all that stuff. There will be more coming consistently on this brand new channel. So my name is Daniel Brea. I am a film producer and a director and the CEO of Dream Reach Media. Check me out, check my stuff out, and I'll see you soon.